When we talk about SAIC Motor, we all agree that it has made great progress in overseas markets, becoming a leading example of Chinese cars going global. With many years of experience in global business expansion, SAIC Motor reached the milestone in 2022 with over 1 million vehicles sold in both new energy vehicles and global markets. In 2023, SAIC Motor's overseas sales continued to rise, reaching 1.2 million vehicles to reflect an 18.8% increase from the previous year, and topping Chinese automakers for the 8th consecutive year. Apart from its success in overseas markets, SAIC Motor has also been focusing on developing its own brands and new energy vehicles business in recent years. Together with the global market, these efforts have become the main driving force for SAIC Motor's future growth. Hi, welcome to Gasco. In this episode of Wheels of Change, Story of Chinese Auto Giant series, we will introduce SAIC Motor. In 1958, Shanghai Automobile Assembly Plant, which was formed by merging small local workshops, successfully trial-produced its first car named Phoenix. By 1976, the Shanghai brand had achieved an annual production volume of 2,500 cars, becoming the only Chinese company at that time with the ability to mass-produce thousands of cars annually and having its own assembly line. However, there was still a huge gap compared to global advanced level in automotive manufacturing. During the reform and opening up period, China began to encourage the introduction of foreign technologies. In June 1982, SAIC Motor and Volkswagen signed a CKD assembly agreement and a purchase contract for Santana. In April 1983, the first Santana was assembled successfully. In March 1985, Shanghai Volkswagen Automobile Corporation Limited was officially established, becoming China's foreign joint venture projects to introduce foreign technologies. That same year, Santana was officially put into production as the first joint venture-made car in China's automobile industry. In September 1986, Shanghai Volkswagen already produced 10,000 Santana cars, but the localization rate was only 3.9%. If it continued to rely on the CKD models, all efforts to exchange market access for technology would become meaningless. In 1987, China's central government made it clear that if the localization rate of Santana did not reach 40% within 3 years, Shanghai Volkswagen would be shut down. SAIC Motor also understood that CKD was only a temporary measure. Sourcing Santana's parts locally was essential. To increase the localization rate, the Shanghai municipal government implemented 6 special preferable policies for auto parts supply and raised the billions of RMB for the localization fund. It also integrated the Shanghai car brands suppliers into the Santana's supply chain, introduced Volkswagen's production line equipment, and expanded the supply chain nationwide, breaking away from the constraints of the plant economy. At that time, some Chinese military companies were also transitioning to civilian production and were willing to cooperate with Shanghai Volkswagen. Thanks to the relentless efforts from all parties, the localization rate of Santana surged from 3.9% in 1966 to more than 60% in 1990, completing the process of localizing basic components. By the end of 1991, significant progress had been made, with the approval rate of tooling samples and the share of locally sourced auto parts have reached 83.35% and 70.37% respectively, which marks the initial localization of the engine, body, transmission, front axle, and rear axle. SAIC Motor did not stop at the success of Santana's project. It decided to introduce another mid to high-end car through a joint venture. After considering such factors as support for locally sourced parts, the important price of CKD materials, and the technology transfer costs, General Motors became SAIC Motor's second joint venture partner. In 1997, Shanghai General Motor Corporation Limited and the Pan-Asia Technology Automotive Center (PATAC) were officially established as joint venture between SAIC Motor and General Motors, with each party holding 50% of the shares. In December 1998, the first China-made Buick New Century car rolled off the production line. By April of the following year, the car has passed the certification for 40% localization rate and officially gone into mass production. As China's first joint venture professional automotive design and development center, PATAC has continuously contributed to enhance local design and engineering development capabilities. Early popular models in the Chinese market are the Chevy, Buick, and Cadillac brands, fully embodied PATAC's efforts to combine traditional Eastern cultural elements with modern Western design concepts. Additionally, PATAC has become a prestigious training ground for Chinese automotive engineers, cultivating and providing a large number of talents for the development of China's automotive industry. Entering the 21st century, creating competitive self-owned car brands and product development system has become a major strategic task for SAIC Motor, and it has sped up independent, innovative, and improved core competitiveness. Currently, SAIC Motor's business mainly covers vehicles, auto parts, mobility services, finance, international operations, and initiative technology. Among the vehicle business, they are both self-owned brands and joint venture brands. Focusing on the passenger car markets, SAIC Motor self-owned brands mainly include Rongwei and MG and the SAIC Motor Passenger Vehicle Company. Rising Auto, which started operating independently in 2021, and IM Autos, launched in 2021. SAIC Motor has clarified the positioning of its brands. Rongwei aims to be the preferred new energy vehicle brand for Chinese consumers. MG is positioned as a global renowned automotive brand, leading the way in overseas expansion, accounting for over 50% of the group's total exports in 2023. IM Motors is positioned as a premier all-electric smart vehicle brand, while Rising Auto focuses on mid to high-end all-electric models, taking on the task of higher volume production. Especially in 2004, SAIC Motor acquired the core intellectual property rights for the Rongwei 75 and 25 models, along with the key series gasoline engines and L series diesel engines, for £6-7 million. In 2006, SAIC Motor launched its wholly owned brand Rongwei, which then introduced its first model, the Rongwei 750, based on the Rover 75 platform. In 2007, SAIC Motor signed a cooperation agreement with Nanjing Yuejing Motor Group Corporation, integrating the Yuejing, Iveco, Fiat, and MG brands into SAIC Motor. MG, a century-old British brand, has played a crucial role in SAIC Motor's growth journey. Through these acquisitions, SAIC Motor now owns the Rongwei and MG brands, both with British heritage, along with complete intellectual property rights and production capabilities. However, the real transformation for SAIC Motor's self-owned brands began with the launch of the Rongwei RX5 model. In July 2016, SAIC Motor and Alibaba Group introduced the Rongwei RX5 model equipped with the YunOS operating system. Touted as the world's first mass-production internet car, the Rongwei RX5 was a market hit upon its release, accumulating over 10,000 unit sales in 3 months and over 20,000 units in 4 months. It frequently ranked among the top 10 SUV models by sales and even reached the top 3 at its peak, with accumulative sales exceeding 550,000 units in less than 3 years. Building on the RX5 success, Rongwei expanded its lineup with the i6 and i5 sedans and the RX3 and RX8 SUVs. The Rongwei i5, with its attractive design and high cost effectiveness, quickly became the hottest seller A-segment sedan, with monthly sales exceeding 10,000 units. These models enriched Rongwei's product lineup, covering A-segment to B-segment sedans and small to middle-sized SUVs. In 2019, due to the clash market and intensified competition among Chinese-made SUV models, sales of the iX5 declined, leading to a drop in the brand's overall sales. Runway responded by launching new models like the iX5 Max, the iX8 MPV, the A00 segment full electric car Clever, and the all-electric station wagon EI5, along with several facelifts to diversify its product range. However, none of them achieved the blockbuster success of the iX5 and i5. Coupled with the impact of the pandemic, Runway sales fell to 386,400 units in 2020. That same year, Runway introduced the new Lion brands to maintain its internet car image while striving to appeal to younger consumers. Unfortunately, these efforts did not produce significant results and sales continued to decline. In October 2021, SAIC Motor passenger vehicle company spun off its R-Auto brand, which began operating independently as Rising Auto. Positioned as a Me Too high-end all-electric brand, Rising Auto explores new data-driven and co-creation model. In terms of core technologies, Rising Auto is committed to in-house R&D, pioneering its extremely intelligent strategy in intelligent cabins, intelligent driving, and intelligent electric system. It collaborates closely with the top global suppliers like ZF Group, NVIDIA, using redundant design to enhance new models. In September 2022, Rising Auto launched the R7, offered in 4 trim levels priced between 302,500 and 369,500 RMB. Riding on the success of the iX5, in 2020, SAIC Motor partnered again with Alibaba Group and Zhangjiang High-Tech to launch IM Motors, which is positioned as a high-end intelligent electric vehicle brand. In March 2022 and February 2023, IM Motors released the L7 and LS7 models, both priced over 300,000 yuan, targeting the premier intelligent car market. However, for a long time, IM Motors struggled to break through the top tier, with single model monthly sales hovering around 1,000 units. The turning point came with the launch of the IM LS6 model. In its first month on the market, the LS6 recorded a sales volume of 3,627 units, and by November 2023, its monthly sales had risen to 8,156 units. Thanks to a strong year-end performance by the LS6, IM Motors surpassed the 10,000 units monthly sales mark in December, reaching 10,412 units, 9,878 units of which were contributed by the LS6. In 2023, IM Motors sold a total of 38,253 vehicles, marking a year-on-year increase of 665%. However, distinguished between IM Motors and Rising Auto has become a challenging task for SAIC Motor. In 2023, SAIC Motor sold 5.02 million vehicles, ranking highest among Chinese automobile groups for 18 consecutive years. Its self-owned brands record an annual sales volume of 2.77 million units, making up over 55% of the group's total sales, a growth of 2.5 percentage points from 2022. In 2023, SAIC Motors' major joint ventures, SAIC Volkswagen, SAIC GM, and SAIC GM Wuling, faced the same declines in sales due to the impact of China's homegrown brands and new energy vehicles. SAIC Volkswagen sold more than 1.2 million vehicles, down 8% year-on-year. SAIC GM sold 870,000 vehicles, down 16.1% year-on-year. SAIC GM Wuling sold 1.4 million vehicles, down 12.31% year-on-year. As a result, transitioning to new energy vehicles has become crucial for joint ventures to remain competitive in China. As a leader among joint ventures, SAIC Volkswagen has adopted a number of innovative marketing strategies in the new energy vehicle sectors. Since 2020, it has launched the new energy vehicles models like the Tuguan L PHEV, Passat PHEV, and NVIDIA EV, refreshing the brand with the ID family series as an anchor. It also broke the misconception that gasoline cars and smart technologies are incompatible by launching the Tuguan Air Pro, helping boost its oil-filled vehicle sales. In April 2024, SAIC Volkswagen's overall sales reached 92,000 units, up 4.2% year-on-year, with new energy vehicle sales exceeding 10,000 units, which surged 56% over a year ago. SAIC MG's main brands, Cadillac, Buick, and Chevrolet, continue their mass-market brand positioning, focusing on cost-effectiveness in new energy vehicles models. However, due to the lack of continuous launch of new products and unstable pricing strategies, their market performance has been average. SAIC GM50 has facing significant challenges in its traditional market and is now actively expanding from A00 segment to A segment battery electric vehicles to broaden its market presence. As a pioneer in the traditional automobile industry, SAIC Motor is also one of the earliest companies in China to venture into NEV. As early as 2001, SAIC Motor launched the Phoenix #1 fuel cell vehicles project. In 2009, SAIC Motor held a conference where it set clear timelines for the industrialization of hybrid electric vehicles, plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, and battery electric vehicles under its own brand. In 2017, SAIC Motor's in-house development first-generation EDU electric drive unit hybrid technology won the second prize of the State Science and Technology Awards. This was not only the unique automotive project to win that year, but also the first time new energy vehicle technology received a National Level Science and Technology Award. At the Auto Shanghai 2023, SAIC Motor unveiled its 3-year action plan for NEV development. According to the plan, by 2025, SAIC Motor aims to achieve annual sales of 3.5 million NEV, a 2.5-fold increase from 2022, with an annual compound growth rate of 50%. Of this, the self-owned brands will account for 70% of the total NEV sales, basically completing the transition from traditional oil-filled vehicles to NEV vehicles. In the new energy vehicle sector, SAIC Motor owns brands like Rongwei, MG, Wuling, and Baojun for the mass market. On the higher end, Rising Auto and IM Motors lead the way. By leveraging its wholly owned brands, SAIC Motors is speeding up its transition into NEV field. From 2021 to 2023, SAIC Motors' new energy vehicle sales reached 332,600 units, more than 1 million units, and 1.123 million units, respectively, with year-on-year growth rates of 128.93%, 45.92%, and 4.61%. In the first quarter of 2024, SAIC Motor sold over 210,000 NEV, up 47.9% year-on-year. Of this, 168,000 units were sold in the domestic market, showing a spark of 117% year-on-year. On April 8, IM Motors officially launched the super intelligent sedan IM-L6 and began pre-sales, receiving over 10,000 units of orders within 23 hours. As a pioneer model for next-generation smart cars, the IM-L6 features the Lingxi digital chassis, the first-generation light-year solid-state battery, and other innovative smart EV technologies, offering a comprehensive upgrade in intelligent driving, smart cabins, and intelligent control. The capital market has shown strong support for IM Motors. Founded in 2020, IM Motors secured around 10 billion RMB in its initial financing round. In 2022, it completed its first round of market-oriented financing, reaching a post-investment evaluation of nearly 30 million RMB. In 2023, IM Motors backed a 5 billion RMB syndicated loan from 9 financial institutions. In March 2024, IM Motor raised over 8 billion yuan in its Series B equity financing, attracting investors such as CATL, Momenta, and Qingdao Development. Nevertheless, Rising Auto, SAIC Motors, another sub-brand focusing on smart electric vehicles, has had modest sales performance. In 2022, Rising Auto sold 14,500 vehicles, and in 2023, sales increased to 20,300 units. Currently, Rising Auto offers two models, the F7 and R7. If 10,000 units monthly sales are regarded as a benchmark for a model to establish market presence, neither the F7 nor the R7 has managed to stand out in the highly competitive market. One of the reasons for this is Rising Auto's unclear positioning. Rising Auto's development can be divided into two stages. The first stage continues with models inherited from Rongwei brand, like the ER6 and Marvel R. However, these models often felt like they were repacking the same old thing. To change this perception, R Auto also rebranded as Rising Auto 1 year after becoming independent. The second stage saw the launch of the Rising R7 pure electric mid to large SUV that rides on a new architecture. Initially, the R7 was well received, achieving over 10,000 units orders within 2 weeks upon its launch. After a refreshed version showcased at the Auto Guangzhou 2023, the R7's monthly retail sales hit a new high of 3,099 units in December. However, the growth did not continue into 2024, with R7 sales dropping to just 68 units in April. In terms of market positioning, IM Motors targets the high-end smart pure electric vehicle sector, while Rising Auto aims at the middle to high-end pure electric vehicle market. However, there is some overlap in their pricing. For instance, the IM LS7, launched on February 2023, starts at 309,800 RMB, on the Rising F7, which was initially priced at 280,000 RMB during pre-sales. When the Rising F7 officially hit the market in March, its starting price was lowered to 209,900 RMB. Mr. Wu Bin, former CEO of Rising Auto, once said that 200,000 to 300,000 RMB range is the core market for Rising Auto. However, with the IM LS6 tapping the 200,000 RMB market, there has been internal competition between IM Motors and the Rising Auto. The IM LS6 is mid to large SUV, while the Rising F7 is a mid to large sedan, both positioned similarly. Given that SUVs in the same segment are typically priced higher than sedans, the IM LS6 further squeezed the market space for the Rising F7. If Rising Auto moves into the sub-200,000 RMB range, it would contradict its original mission to target the mid to high-end new energy vehicle market. Besides, it would also face Rongwei to consider price reductions on new energy vehicles. Despite ongoing innovative in its products from the R7 to the F7, Rising Auto's offering do not significantly outperform competitors, lacking a clear and distinctive identity. Overall, while SAIC Motors' transition to new energy vehicles appears promising, the journey for its two main new energy vehicle brands remains challenging. For SAIC Motor, the path forward involves clearly separating Rongwei, Rising Auto, and IM Motors, establishing distinct brand identities and capturing market share.